Hello and welcome to Learning Excel 2016. My name is Mike Henry and this is the first video from Chapter 10. In this video we are going to finally get to play the what if game. We talked about this a long time ago in Chapter 1. We're finally getting to play the what if game. And this first what if scenario we're going to look at is called goal seek. So before we get started with the goal seek portion of this video, just a few things to understand what we're looking at here. First, we're looking at an income statement, a normal accounting income statement here. There's some terms that I want to make sure we understand. We've looked at revenue before. We understand that's money coming in. And now we have expenses, and in this case we have two kinds that we're dealing with. We have a fixed expense and a variable expense, and it's important to understand the differences. So a fixed expense is something that you are going to pay for, and it doesn't matter how many objects you manufacture. So if we buy a $10 million factory and we don't produce anything, we still owe someone $10 million for that factory. Unlike a variable expense is what we buy to make the next object. So if we are making cars, we need to buy 4 tires and we need to buy more steel and plastic and things to make this car. And if we make another car, we got to go buy some more of that. So the variable expense is what we're doing to produce one more unit. And so when we look at this income statement or income analysis here, you can see that we have a total revenue, what we brought in, total expenses, what we spent to get that revenue, and then hopefully our revenue is greater than expenses and we have a positive net income. Now I want to just quickly show you these are all formulas. These are formulas that are generating a lot of these numbers here. If you are not generating these by formulas, this what if game called the goal seek will not work. So let's take a look at this. What we're going to do is we're going to figure out how many units it takes for us to sell for us to break even. And break even means we've covered all of our fixed expenses. Because if I put in here 0, I haven't sold any units, I'm in the hole $1 million and $1,020,000 because I've already spent that money. So what I want to figure out is how many units does it take me to get this to be 0. So I could come up here and say, well, what if I sold 5,000 units? And I come back and, well, I'm still in the hole for 5,000 units, so I need to sell a lot more. What if I sell 8,000 units? And, well, I'm still in the hole at 8,000. And what if I sell 10,000 units? Okay, so now I can see I am no longer in the hole. Now I could do this back and forth until I eventually get this to be a 0, but that's going to take me a long time. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a goal seek. Now to do a goal seek, we come up here to, first you always put your pointer on what cell it is that you want to turn to a particular number. In our case, we want this number to be a 0. I come up to the data, and over here under what if analysis, I go to goal seek. And now what it's saying is this set cell, the one that I clicked on before, I always like to start with that clicked. You could have put that cell in there afterwards. We want to make that cell become 0. So to make that cell become 0, we're allowed to change one cell and one cell only. And that one cell that we've decided we're going to change is how many units we're going to produce. So I put that in there for B6 and I hit OK. And so what this says is if I produce 9,273 units, I will have a net income of 0. That is my break-even point. So 9,273. When I sell 9,274, I've now made some money. I'm making a profit. So this is a very important number for us, the break-even point. We'll just stick that in the back of our head because we'll see the break-even point come back at different times. So in this video we looked at goal seek. What we first looked at was a couple of terms. We learned what revenue, We learned two kinds of expenses, your fixed expenses versus your variable expenses, and we learned that it's really important to know what those mean. And then we figured out how to figure out our break-even point by using GoalSeek. We wanted our net income to be zero. We didn't want to keep changing the number of units, so the way we did that is we said, let's figure out backwards, the net income will be zero, how many units does it take to get there? And that's what GoalSeek does for us.